Welcome back to CSC 151. In this video, I'm going to be explaining print statements. So, print statements are an output. So, they will literally, if I type print, print, so there it is right there, print, and then I have that not the quotation mark, I have that parentheses and this parentheses. Whatever I have in between these parentheses will show up when I hit play. So if I simply have, a 7 in between the two parentheses, when I hit play, it will literally print a 7. And there it is right there. Now, I can also do math problems, so I can say 7 times 10. And when I hit play, it will give me 70. So, very, very specific sort of stuff like there. Very simple. You can do math equations. Whatever is inside the parentheses will wind up printing out. Now, key thing you need to realize is that print is a very specific function, and it requires a very specific spelling. If I do capital P, that spelling is different. You'll even see how it has highlighted it, and it says print is not defined. Did you mean something else? If I try to print this, it'll say print is not defined on line 3. So yes, we are at the point of time now where typos matter. And if you'll notice, like, my text is blue, these parentheses are black, the word print is in a pinkish purple. It will try its best to color code things for your ease of use. But what we are at that point now where we need to make sure that we are paying attention to the way we type things out. So outside of that, we can print other things besides just simply, numbers. We could also type words. So if I say, hello world, which was the first thing ever written on the internet. So much like how I have the parentheses, which are the start and end of my print statement, these quotes are the start and end of my text. Whatever you start, you must end. So I print, and there's my hello world. If I don't have one of those guys, you'll notice now that my parentheses has become red. It's going, I see the start of your words, but I don't see the end of your words. I try playing it. It's going to say, bad token line 3. And, same thing if I don't have any to begin with. It'll start, and it'll say, sorry, bad input on line 3. It doesn't know what hello and world mean. It needs those quotes to understand that they are, in fact, text. And you can, there we go, it's back to working. And you can, if you want, do a math problem with this as well. You can say, hello world times 8. Now, how does that work? I understand if I could do 8 times 8, those are both numbers. How does text multiplied by 8 actually work? Well, it works by literally repeating the message 8 times. Hello world, hello world, hello world, hello world, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is, there's 8 times. And you can even, if you want to, use a comma. Whoop, 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 whoop. What did I hit? Hit a comma. Boom, there we go. And I can type, 75. And hit play. And now I have hello world 75. So what I have here is I have 2 different types of data. I have my text and my numbers. And they're separated by a comma. Remember how back in if statements in Excel, the comma would separate us from, the value if true and the value if false? Or how in our style tags, we would have, semicolons in between each individual style we wanted to change? Well, the commas in Python work the same way. I have data point 1, data point 2. And there needs to be a comma in between them. If there's no comma in between them, I get bad input on line 3. So, and I can keep doing more commas and say, blah, 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 blah. And then another comma, and I can do, 98. And then another comma, and blah, 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 blah again. And I'll have data point 1, data point 2, data point 3, data point 4, data point 5. I could keep going on and put as much data as I want all in one print statement, as long as the individual parts are separated by comma. Now, if this was all meant to be read as one line, well, there's really no point in having these quotes everywhere. I could just have it be one line like that. But you'll notice now that everything's red. If I wanted these guys to be different data types, and I specifically wanted this to be numbers and this to be text, well, then I would definitely need to have commas in order to separate the different data types. And that's basically print in a nutshell. You print something out by using the word print. You make sure you have an opening and closing parentheses, and then whatever is inside your parentheses prints out. If you're using text, make sure you have quotes. If you're using numbers, you're okay with just using a number. But if you're using multiple things, if you want multiple things to be printed out, even if there's something as simple as 2 different numbers, well, then you better make sure that you have a comma in between them, because if not, it doesn't understand. Data point 1, data point 2, they need to be separated by a comma. And now it winds up working. It'll figure itself out. So yeah, we're getting to the point where typos really matter. So at this point in time, when you watch these next videos, make sure that you're paying attention. If you need to stop and pause and follow along on your own browser, go ahead and do so. I highly recommend it. In the next video, we're going to be making these print statements a little bit more advanced. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.